Famous TikToker to killer. Okay. Interesting. You have me intrigued.
Snow the Salt Queen was a TikToker with over 1.6 million followers.
Of course she was cosplaying her. It's fucking Junko Inoshima from what was it? Danganronpa.
They were well known for cosplaying.
Makes sense.
Unfortunately, their reckless behavior too. A reckless behavior that, one fateful night, would cost the life of an aspiring young woman. My name is Adrian, and welcome back to another video by Coffeehouse Crime. Short disclaimer, but this case is different to the type that I usually cover here. We're diving deep into the world of the internet to review an ongoing case of the famous TikToker. Today we're looking at the case of Snow the Salt Queen, also known as Yandere Freak, and how their actions
also known as Yandere Freak
of a friend.
Is she similar to the case where the IRL like Yandere girl that almost killed her boyfriend and got like 3 years for attempted murder, which is ridiculous? No, it can't be, because this guy covered that girl too. She wasn't a TikToker, so I guess we're breeding new freaks. Okay. Fuck the world, I guess.
And just to let you know, but I post solved, unsolved, and strange cases here on a weekly basis. So if that sounds like your kind of thing, please consider subscribing to Coffeehouse Crime. So pull up a seat, grab a coffee, and sit back. This is the case of Snow the Salt Queen.
Did I hear that Jin got out? Who's Jin? Jin who? I'll try looking it up. Jin sentence. Zui Jin? No, it's not him. Jin who, Aaron? South Korean court has sentenced prominent North Korean defector and author Jang Jin-sung to 6 months in prison after finding him guilty of a sexual crime against a former female co-worker. NK News has confirmed. Is it that guy? Oh. Oh, no, it's a different guy. He's a YouTuber who was in jail for being a pedophile. Okay. No, I saw it, Aaron. I can see your comment. I'll allow it. Automod censored it because he used that word at the end, but I gotcha. No, I did not hear that. I don't even know who he is, and I'm glad I don't.
Today's sponsor, Babbel. Have you ever considered learning a new language? With the world-leading language app Babbel, it's never been easier to do so. Babbel's award-winning technology is scientifically proven to get you speaking another language in just 3 weeks. And it teaches you practical real-life conversations too, not just vocab words. Just like my usual intros, Babbel will also inform you about the language's culture.
Jinbop Gaming? Well, now I know the full username. I'll look him up. So he was in jail or something? Here, I'll just do like a new tab. Oh, so people are covering him. His whatever. Like, was his content good at least? Ladies. Not that it matters. He's still a piece of shit, but. Well, if his last upload was 5 years ago, yeah, he's probably in jail. Well, how long was his sentence? You said he got out. But is that for like bail or Jin Bop Gaming sentence. He just got off for good behavior. Oh, I see. Well, yeah, sometimes they'll do that. Sentencing Jin was sentenced to 7 years in prison. Yeah, so he was supposed to get out. No, yeah, 7 years. That lines up with his last upload. Yeah, that's this year. Oh no, it said he was set to be released around the summer of 2023. Oh, so that would have been next year then. My bad. Well, at least he almost served his full time. That's all I can say. Still a piece of shit. I'm not sure if he's gonna come back to YouTube if that's the case. It would be best he didn't.
People, history, and more. It's a great way to discover something new, or improve a language that you previously started. Their Practice tab gives you a variety of new ways to learn too, including short videos, podcasts, and live online classes. And personally, I've been having a lot of fun brushing up on my German. Der Kaffee. Start speaking a new language in 3 weeks with Babbel. Click the link in the description to get up to 65% off. You'll also get a 20-day money-back guarantee. And thank you, Babbel, for sponsoring us content creators. Our story today takes us to Houston, Texas.
Oh fuck!
We've been here before, but Houston has a lot to offer.
God
Becoming
damn
one
it,
of the leading
Texas!
states in science, IT, and space.
I can't get enough, man. This fucking state. Why do we have all the crazy people here? Fuck, man.
The city is brimming with jobs in the technology industry. Houston's climate is classified as humid tropical, meaning that the summers can be very hot, and extreme weather such as hurricanes and tropical storms should be expected. But otherwise, the weather here can be very pleasant, in which Houston's residents have a choice of over 300 parks to visit in the sunshine. The city even has a pool in the shape of Texas, which is actually very cool.
That is really cool.
And into the western suburbs of Houston lived Helen. Helen was born in July of 2002 to her father Philip and mother Susan. They were both geneticists, working nearby at Baylor College of Medicine. Helen was well loved as a child, and she had many hobbies while growing up, including theatre, swimming, music camp, and even robotics. She was also very curious as a child, and liked to challenge everything that she learned. Her parents were very affluent when it came to travelling, and as a result, Helen would begin to see the world from a very young age, visiting many countries such as Japan, Croatia, and Norway.
Oh.
And it was on these trips that she developed an affinity towards Japan and its culture.
Uh-oh.
Her early childhood was bright and fruitful.
You're already infecting the person with weeaboo disease. Not a real disease, it's just fucking weeaboo.
But around the age of 11, when Helen enrolled into Alty International Middle School, Helen's almost perfect life began to display signs of trouble. She was very friendly, caring, and kind, and evidently, she didn't expect that others could be quite the opposite. Eventually, Helen found herself being bullied, and to top this off, she...
Oh no, dude. Yeah. Bro, back in the day, being a weeb was like fucking the worst thing you could be. Like, you get bullied for that, like, way too often. It's not... And it happened everywhere, too. It wasn't just, like, one place. It was, like, a common occurrence in, like, every state school back in the day. Like, if you watch anime, that was, like, a fucking sin. That was, like, the newfound, devilish deed by Satan that is your hobby. It actually, from what I heard from people older than me, it actually used to be video games, which I found like immediately, like I was like, wow, kind of thing. But it makes sense, like a new thing that makes you unique from other people, they will make sure to pick on you for that because you're different and they want to feel powerful. But yeah, back in the day, being a weeb was like the worst thing you could do. So this definitely makes sense in the backstory of her.
Also developed misophonia, a condition in which individuals experience intense anger and disgust when they are confronted by sounds made by others. Helen progressed into her teenage years with these burdens, and soon after she started identifying as pansexual, someone who feels attraction towards someone else regardless of their gender. Helen also began to identify as non-binary.
You didn't miss much. We're what seeing the, I don't know, the case of Yandere Freak Show. The Yandere Freak Snow Disalt Queen. So apparently this TikToker became a murderer, and we're just seeing what happened on that. That's what I probably should have said.
And although neither of these things should ever be considered as negative, it apparently was for others. Helen started being bullied by other people after entering a same-sex relationship. Moving into 8th grade, Helen's friend, who went by the name of Bailey, invited her to attend a local convention. This convention focusing on cosplay, a performance art in which participants dress in costumes that represent characters from anime, video games, television, and film. Helen found this concept really interesting. In a world where she was finding pain and sadness, was this whole other world where she could forget about herself?
I know about Aaron. I already know. Yeah, I heard about him already.
And pretend to be someone else. And actually, the subculture of cosplay is huge. Becoming known as cosplay since 1984, popularity in the subject has done nothing but grow throughout the years. In fact, it's a lot more common than you may think. Just dressing up as Spider-Man in a morph suit counts. There's an enormous amount of creativity inside the cosplay community. A community that, as of today, is worth over $5 billion worldwide. And it's expected to hit upward of $32 billion by the year 2030.
Excuse me.
There are conventions, shops, websites, cafes, and even entire districts like
It's
Akihabara
crazy
in
to
Tokyo
anyone who
that
didn't
are
expect
dedicated
it.
to cosplay. And with the world of the internet,
Sorry, it was crazy to anyone who didn't expect it. Let me just turn down the volume just a little bit. But I did.
this community is hyper-connected on the likes of Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and more. Discovering the world of cosplay was a big factor to Helen's life. And she would continue to academically succeed at school, but she would now start to focus all of her social attention towards this community. And over time, her social circle flourished. Helen's TikTok channel growing to over 120,000 followers. As time progressed, Helen would further establish herself in the cosplay community, making many new friends. And 2 years later in 10th grade, one of those new friends went by the name of Snow. Formerly named Mary Ann Oliver Snow by their parents, they renamed to be known as Snow the Salt Queen, Yandere Freak, or just Snow. If you remember my case on Yoko Takaoka,
Yeah. I almost thought you were talking about the same person for a second. So this was a person that actually I saw his video on this a few days ago on stream. But if you missed it, this person was, I don't know if she had like a affiliation with anime or anything. I don't remember, so I guess that was her cosplay, so maybe. But I don't really know if she was like a weeb like this person, is what I'm trying to say. But she basically took up the mantle of being a yandere, and for those who I guess don't know anime terms or terminology, that's basically I love you so much that I could kill for you. I love you so much that I would do anything, including murder. Like that crazy, like, mine type of thing for like all love purposes. That's what yandere is. And so that was this person, and attempted to kill her boyfriend for what she believed, without proven, was him cheating. And for attempted murder, she got 3 years jail sentence. 3 years. As soon as I heard that number, I was like, what? Why? Why? And I was even more angry when I learned she had a fan base. Like, that actually just fucking pissed me off. I'm gonna have to go back to the other stream and clip it. But I was reacting wise so, like, I remember I was screaming my head off, like, what the fuck, 3 years and you have a fucking fan base? It's like, God. But yeah, we're not talking about this person. We're talking about, I guess, a similar copycat or whatever. I don't know.
Term for a character who is kind, nurturing, and lovable, that eventually turns violent and possessive over a love interest. Snow would also identify as non-binary. Born in September of 1998 and also from Houston, they were a local to the area and would often meet with Helen to hang out. Snow was, in one way, extremely successful in the cosplay community. In fact, her presence was titanic. Over the years of making their own suits and mingling with other cosplayers, Snow had amassed over 1.6 million followers on TikTok, with over 60,000 followers on Instagram and over 15,000 subscribers on YouTube. They would often dress up as characters such as Diva from Overwatch and Junko Enoshima from Danganronpa.
Yeah,
Snow also
that makes
describes
sense.
themselves as the real Junko Enoshima from the cult gaming franchise Danganronpa.
The
A
real
video game in
Junko?
which high school students are locked in a school
Yeah, she's definitely crazy then.
and made to kill each other in order to escape. And although Snow had a large crowd, they also had some very disturbing controversies behind them. Snow was rather notorious for dressing up as underage characters and creating nude photos for fans who were willing to pay her large sums of money in return. And although nude photo shoots aren't necessarily a bad thing, the underage dressing aspect was a very troubling detail to many. Putting this
Yeah, but it's cosplay of an anime character. That makes it okay. Regardless, though, it's a legitimate business. So yeah, it's creepy in some aspects, but you can't fault it. Some people are gonna make money like that because they know they're weirdos out of the world.
issue to the side, one of the most controversial moments prior to 2021 happened in the year 2019, when Snow and one of their friends travelled to West Hill Cemetery in Texas. It was during this trip that Snow recorded themselves
Where in
dancing on
Texas?
Cemetery happened in the year 2019, when Snow and one of their friends travelled to West Hill Cemetery in Texas. It was during
West
this
Hill
trip that Snow
Cemetery.
recorded themselves
Okay.
dancing on graves in cosplay outfit, while also sitting bare ass and pushing their boots against gravestones. And after posting this video to social media, the cosplay community would push back pretty hard on Snow's actions. And although it may not be offensive to some, it is indisputable that Snow showed no respect or remorse by quite literally dancing on the graves of dead people. And to make matters worse, as hundreds of peers chimed in to show their disgust at Snow's actions, Snow would release a statement claiming that they had permission to pose on those graves from the cemetery. But to Snow's surprise, very shortly after this, the cemetery's superintendent would release an email to decline this allegation, and furthermore threatened to arrest Snow if they ever did it again. Snow would carry on to mock anyone who was upset by their actions, and continued to provoke the situation both on Instagram and TikTok. And further hate was found after they'd allegedly scheduled a fundraiser for their sick kittens, before pocketing the money for their own personal benefit. Despite these controversies, Helen soon found herself becoming good friends with Snow, and the two started hanging out very often. It was around this time that Susan started noticing strange behaviour from her daughter. The reality of it was that Snow and their friends would drink alcohol and smoke weed very frequently, both of which eventually found their way to Helen. Friends outside of this group would also highlight that Snow and co appeared to be drunk or high almost all of the time, and this further created tension between Helen and her mother. We're moving forward to the year 2020.
I wasn't really paying attention.
Following years of
but it sounded like, from the bits and pieces I gathered, that her mother was an alcoholic, and her and her had fights or whatever. I don't know. Well, I'm just gonna go back for myself.
The reality of it was that Snow and their friends would drink alcohol and smoke weed very frequently, both of which eventually found their way to Helen. Friends outside of this group would also highlight that Snow and co appeared to be drunk or high almost all of the time, and this further created tension between Helen and her mother.
Between Helen and her... What? I'm missing something. Who's Helen? I guess we'll just go back over here.
And although Snow had a large crowd, they also had some very disturbing controversies behind them. Snow was rather notorious for dressing up as underage characters and creating nude photos for fans who were willing to pay her large sums of money in return. And although nude photo shoots aren't necessarily a bad thing, the underage dressing aspect was a very troubling detail to many. Putting this issue to the side, one of the most controversial moments prior to 2021 happened in the year 2019, when Snow and one of their friends travelled to West Hill Cemetery in Texas. It was during this trip that Snow recorded themselves dancing on graves in cosplay outfit, while also sitting bare ass and pushing their boots against gravestones. And after posting this video to social media, the cosplay community would push back pretty hard on Snow's actions. And although it may not be...
Oh yeah, because you're doing it on the gravestone, dude. That's not okay. You're desecrating a grave. You can actually get like a lot of jail time for that. I wonder if they added that to the sentence when they get to that.
Offensive to some, it is indisputable that Snow showed no respect or remorse by quite literally...
I'm actually gonna look that up. I wonder what is the specific number of how much jail time you get for desecrating a grave. A grave jail time. Oh, that's cemetery theft. That's not. It's grave desecration illegal. Yeah, shit. Yeah, of course it is. Or is it the crime to destroy, cut, mutilate, events remove, tear down, or otherwise injure any tomb? I guess they weren't really destroying it, so maybe it's not desecration. Okay, let's go by definition. To violate the sanctity of, profane, desecrate, a shrine, short development. Some examples of desecration. Oh, well, bare ass on a grave is definitely offensive to Christians, so okay, cool. Desecration.
dancing on the graves of dead people. And to make matters worse, as hundreds of peers chimed in to show their disgust at Snow's actions, Snow would release a statement claiming that they had permission to pose on those graves from the cemetery. But to Snow's surprise, very shortly after this, the cemetery's superintendent would release an email to decline this allegation, and furthermore threatened to arrest Snow if they ever did it again. Snow would carry on to mock anyone who was upset by their actions, and continued to provoke the situation both on Instagram and TikTok. And further hate was found after they'd allegedly scheduled a fundraiser for their sick kittens, before pocketing the money for their own personal benefit. Despite these controversies, Helen soon found herself becoming good friends with Snow, and the two started hanging out very often. It was around this time that Susan started noticing strange behaviour from her daughter. The reality of it was that Snow and their friends would drink alcohol and smoke weed very frequently, both of which eventually found their way to Helen. Friends outside of this group would also highlight that Snow and co appeared to be drunk or high almost all of the time, and this further created tension between Helen and her mother.
Even after going back, I still don't know who Helen is, so
forward to the year 2020.
yeah, we'll just move forward.
Following years of hard work at school, Helen had finally been accepted into Oberlin College.
That's Helen.
Southwest of Cleveland.
Hi, Helen.
And so, by autumn of that same year, Susan helped her daughter move from her home in Houston to Ohio. Helen had been living at Snow's house for the few weeks prior. With both parents being high-risk patients to coronavirus, Helen decided to live with Snow while they quarantined. The mother and daughter had recently fallen out over Helen's former choice in friends. But that was behind them now. It was time for her to start a new
Helen
life
is
at
a friend.
college,
Okay,
and
cool.
hopefully with
Got
new
it.
friends too.
That's
Early
the
days would
relation.
support this hope. As college began, Helen started to post less content online, and she appeared to be making new connections in her new town. But unfortunately, as November creeped around, so did a resurgence of COVID cases. This meaning that Oberlin College had to be shut down, and therefore Helen would return to Houston and to Snow's house, where she could continue her classes virtually. The news wasn't great for Helen's development, not educationally, and arguably not socially either. But with a little bit of luck, maybe Helen could return to college in the new year. Snow's house wasn't a great place for Helen to be studying either. Being in the sticks, it was far away from the city and all of its services. And with Snow and the housemates spending most nights drinking or getting high, the pull to be irresponsible was greater too. Apparently, the place also smelled of cat piss. Nevertheless, Helen tried to make it work. Snow was her friend after all. She may have made many mistakes in her past. She was very reckless, and her lifestyle currently was not healthy at all. But Helen could ignore this for now. Unfortunately, that would all change on the 17th of January,
Wait,
2021.
is Helen Snow? Is that what I'm just missing over here? Is Helen the person we're talking about? I thought the person was named Snow. I guess that's a less common name and more a fictional name, so that makes sense. I guess I'll find out. I really wish they distinguished that better in the title then. You just make it seem like Snow is your name. Snow, then titled the Salt Queen. So, alright, well, you know what? Maybe the whole thing is the title. I don't know.
It was a Thursday night, and Helen was with Snow and 5 other friends at Snow's rented property.
Helen was with Snow. Okay, so it is a friend. Okay, got it. Friend.
The group were inside, and they'd been drinking since the previous afternoon. And as the city of Houston began to sleep, they would carry on drinking into the night while watching a few films. As the hour struck midnight, the group decided to watch Gotham, a spin-off series based around the city of Batman.
Great show.
Tonight's selection of drinks was vodka and Dr. Pepper, and most attendees were already buzzed at this stage.
What could go wrong
But in
when watching
addition to the
Gotham?
drinking, Snow had also been smoking marijuana in the recent hours.
So?
It was while Snow and a friend were out in the garage that Snow spotted their ex-boyfriend's Glock pistol. And in the fleeting moment, Snow took the gun out of its case before taking it inside to carry on with movies. Shortly after 1 a.m., Gotham was still playing, and the merry group was still chatting and joking around. Eventually, Snow remembered the gun in their pocket. They pulled it out and began to mess around with it. People knew the gun was there, and this wasn't the first time that Snow had flaunted it at parties. A mutual friend asked Snow to shoot them with the gun, and in their drunk and high state, Snow responded by raising it to their head.
Oh god, it's loaded, isn't it? That's a loaded gun and they don't know it. Oh my god.
Before lowering the pistol. Wanting to fit in the moment, Helen allegedly replied with, "Oh, do me." Snow turned to her right, raised the gun to Helen's head, and pulled the trigger.
Ah. Yeah, that's a loaded gun.
Despite thinking the gun was unloaded, the pistol was, in fact,
Loaded,
not.
yeah. They really probably should have checked that. Here's the thing. When you were so stupid, I really can't help but not feel sorry for you. There is a level of stupidity that goes with not checking the gun. And if it has ammo, if you're gonna play around like that, that is fucking dumb. And I can't feel bad for anyone involved because you're just a fucking idiot in an actual infection to the population of the world. I can't feel sorry for you. You're just too stupid. Moving on.
In raw surprise and shock, Snow had accidentally shot Helen.
It does hurt to hear, though. I will say that. It's like, God, I feel sorry for the victim in a way, but I really can't help but just say y'all are just fucking dumb, though.
In the head. Helen collapsed to the floor instantly. Blood was spilling into the carpet, and it appeared that Helen was dead.
Yeah.
Police were called.
What happened? So you kind of just missed the beginning of TikTok murder, I guess. So they were playing around in the house. They were on drugs and alcohol, and apparently, there was a gun in the house. Now, the gun they reportedly, seemingly, flaunted around at each other's heads, and they wanted to pretend to shoot one of them because why not? It's a party, right? Now, they didn't check if the gun was loaded, and a person died. And that's what happened. You're caught up. You're welcome.
Straight after this, and after arriving, Snow would say in official statements that they assumed the gun
Turn the stream up.
was empty. They did not intend to shoot Helen. Snow believed it was safe. Apparently, their ex-boyfriend had said he had taken all the bullets out of the magazine. But this is one of many examples where Snow didn't think hard enough. It's a common mistake to believe that once a magazine is unloaded from a pistol, all bullets are vacant from the gun, and therefore the gun is disarmed. But the reality is that even after unloading, it is still very likely that a bullet will still be ready in the chamber.
Yeah, it is.
And in this case,
that's what I was just going over. They're just fucking dumb.
Emergency medical technicians would arrive to the property to find Helen alive, but only barely. And after having MRI scans at the hospital, it was learned that there was almost no brain activity whatsoever. Helen was placed on life support, before sadly dying 2 days later.
Man.
She passed away.
Man, that really just sucks to hear, but God, y'all are just so fucking dumb. God, man, this hurts, man. Fucking stupidity isn't an infection to the world. Y'all just need to, like, read a book or something. I don't fucking know. I'm one to talk. I don't fucking read books, but I'm definitely smarter than that shit.
At 5 p.m. on the 19th of January, 2021. In the weeks and months after Helen's death, barely anyone would learn of the details as to how she died, or who by. In fact, many of those back in Oberlin College thought that she had taken her own life. And over on Snow's TikTok and Instagram accounts, it wasn't obvious that something catastrophic had occurred in their life either. Actually, they were still posting new videos as if nothing had happened. And although Snow was charged...
Oh, man. Okay, I don't like that. I don't like that, man. I don't believe she's posting videos as if nothing happened. I don't believe that was the case. I think, and it's not just me thinking, you also have to understand that everyone copes differently. So you can't immediately go say, it's like, oh, nothing happened. Of course nothing happened. She's the one who accidentally murdered her friend. You can't go, I'm not, like, defending her, but I'm defending her in the sense that you can't, and this is just for anyone, it's not just for her exclusively. Like, you have to understand guilt and blame. People cope with that differently. And it's unfair to say that, well, maybe she feels bad about it. Maybe she feels remorse. You don't know. I feel like that's a very unfair judgment, even if that is the case.
Manslaughter, they were released with a bond of $20,000 just 2 days later. meaning that they were able to remain out of jail until their court date scheduled later this year. It was noted that 4 days after this incident, Snow posted a video to TikTok to say, "I will be taking a hiatus. I'm unsure how long, but I will keep you all updated." However, to the disgust of those who knew, Snow would return to the platform with new cosplay videos only 3 weeks later.
Only 3 weeks later? I might be taking what I said back. We'll see.
And perhaps this is the most disturbing part to the story.
Oh,
but
no.
some of these new videos were centered around death and bodies.
Okay. Never mind. Just forget what I said like 2 minutes ago. Never happened. I take it back.
Despite killing one of their friends, they were back to posting videos like this.
Oh, boy.
Wake up, Gromit! Come on, Gromit! We've got to hide the body! There's no cheese and crackers in prison, Gromit! Now come on!
I'm sorry, that's funny. That's sick as fuck, but that's funny. God.
Who will they believe? A man or his dog?
Bro, that... I don't want people to be confused on my take on this. That is a little fucked up. But you also don't know. I'm sure she's just mentally ill. That's all it is. That's what they're saying, Aaron, but I don't know. I think she knows exactly what happened and she's coping it in her own way. Will you help me hide a body? Dude, okay. You know what? Man, God, this actually pains me. Because I want to see the good in people, but when you keep showing me clips like this... Oh, man. Oh, man, that is so fucking dark, man. This ain't okay, man. Like, this actually makes me wish for you to be arrested. I'm sure she ends up being.
Several months passed, and by August of this year, prosecutors had actually sought to revoke Snow's bail due to them allegedly violating the conditions of their bond.
Yeah.
These violated conditions included failing to report to pretrial services, failing to comply with curfew requirements, and allowing the GPS tracker's battery to die and be out of service for more than 4 hours. And moving into October of this year, the world would slowly begin to realize that Helen's death was due to the actions of Snow.
What do you mean?
In response, Snow deleted their accounts on TikTok and Instagram in an effort to distance themselves.
Oh, you mean the fans found out? I see.
Away from an ever-increasing backlash. Snow has since vanished offline. All in the meanwhile, Helen's family and friends are left to pick up the pieces.
Well.
And unfortunately, that is where we are today.
Oh, that's where you are today.
Snow will plead guilty to their second-degree charges of manslaughter.
Wait, so she's not in jail? She's still out there? Are you serious? What's her TikTok? Couldn't find this account. What the fuck you search up? What's her TikTok? Snow? Should I look up Snow the Salt Queen? Is she in jail? Let's look that up first. Snow was released on a $20,000 bond and now faces scrutiny online after the discovery of the incident. Snow is continuing to post cosplay videos on TikTok since the event and has sparked criticism on the internet. She's mentally ill, Aaron. That's all it is. But she should definitely serve her sentence. She needs to be arrested if she's definitely gonna like continue to show absolutely no remorse like that. And I also never heard that even mistaking and not intentional murder, when you, if you murder someone regardless, you are always tried for the murder regardless if it was on purpose or not. I have never heard where it's just, oh, I oopsie pulled a knife in your eye, I'm bleeding out, I'm dead, thanks. Oh, you're not serving your time for killing me? Oopsie. What do I gotta do? I don't know. I didn't mean to put a knife in your eye. Like, there's no way that's a thing. How is she not like immediately went to jail? Mistake murder. Known. Still tried for jail. I don't know. It's okay. Let me type it. If I murder someone by accident, will I still receive jail time? An accidental killing may result in criminal charges and jail time. Manslaughter, as stated previously, can be charged as first or second degree crime. Yeah, that's what I fucking thought. So why is she not? Was she getting like fucking less of a sentence than the other fucking yandere person? Snow was released on 20,000 bonds. God. She only killed one person. I don't fucking know what the degrees of murder is, man. It don't matter. Murder is murder. You're still tried for it. Well, I guess I should look it up just so I get an idea. First, second, and third degree murders. Difference between second and third degree murders. Okay. First degree murder, unlawful killing of a human being or fetus of. Okay, so first degree, you're just killing someone. All right. Where is second degree? Second degree. Second degree murder penalties and sentencing. Aggressive and mitigating factors for second degree murder. A range of aggravating and mitigating factors can come into play during sentencing. Aggravating factors like cruel or brutal acts and previous convictions. So, like if you were convicted of something else before. Mitigating factors like mental illness or choke can reduce the severity of the sentence. The procedure of sentencing in this kind of crime will depend on the location, nature of the crime, and okay, so it has to be like aggressive or something. Which I don't know why murder is not already automatically aggressive, but I mean, I'm not the fucking law. Third degree murder. Let's see. On the face of it, third degree murder and manslaughter are very similar, but the states in which third degree murder charge can apply differentiate between them in different ways. Involuntary manslaughter, that's probably more accurate. Whatever you're saying. It definitely was involuntary that she killed him. Let me look up something like that then. What is the definition of this? The crime of killing another human being unlawfully but unintentionally. Oh, you nailed it, Aaron. Involuntary manslaughter.
Distance themselves away from an ever-increasing backlash. Snow has since vanished offline. All in the meanwhile, Helen's family and friends are left to pick up the pieces. And, unfortunately, that is where we are today. It is not clear if Snow will plead guilty to their second-degree charges of manslaughter, or if they will take it to court. With a charge of manslaughter to the second degree, it is very likely that Snow will receive up to 20 years behind bars for the reckless endangerment and death of their friend. But on the other hand, even if found guilty, this sentence could be as little as 2 years, and a maximum fine
As little as 2 years and a maximum of 5. Sorry, explain why again?
second-degree charges of manslaughter, or if they will take it to court. With a charge of manslaughter to the second degree, it is very likely that Snow will receive up to 20 years behind bars
Oh, 20 years.
for the reckless endangerment and death of their friend. But on the other hand, even if found guilty, this sentence could be as little as 2 years.
Why?
And a maximum fine of up to $10,000.
She got fined for 20,000. Why?
Snow is someone who has repeatedly found themselves in the spotlight over controversial matter which is usually self-inflicted, and never addressed with grace.
Snow the Salt Queen. We're gonna look her up right now. Let's check this girl out. If fucking TikTok wants to work. Snow the Salt Queen TikTok. Snow the Salt. Not a fan page. I just repost her videos. She, her. So people are just reposting her videos. That's fucked up. All right.
Or ownership by Snow themselves. One thing that everyone can agree on is that guns and alcohol do not mix. And whether you're for or against these...
Yeah, you're unfortunately very correct, Aaron. Double standards very much exist in the court of law. She'll probably get a lighter sentence just because she's cute in some eyes. I bet you. I actually will bet money on that.
Situations, a responsible owner would never allow one to be bought out in times of low self-control. I think that's the message to today's case. Being reckless with a firearm is extremely dangerous and can have some of the most profound consequences to someone's life. And that brings us to the victim of today's tragic case, Helen.
Yep.
Helen was only 18 years old at the time of her death.
Yep.
She was only beginning to find her adult self.
Yep.
And was on course to have a very fruitful life, with a successful career path after years of memories.
Alright, well, I mean, we know everything now, so we'll just skip out. Well, that was a rough start. Came to find out about a killer TikToker for being fucking dumb and then acting like nothing happened on their TikTok, posting dark shit. Yep. Yep.